Duke's trader is going to be buying like crazy right from the opening.
I'll be waiting until he drives the price up.
Right. I can't wait to see his face when they broadcast that genuine crop report. OJ trading opens at 9.
Let's go kick some butt.
Let's go.
Hello. It's Fred Atwater here. Hey, that's an older movie, called Trading Places. If you've never seen it, it's a good movie. And it shows some of the older, dated floor trading. And then in the case of this movie, it was about orange futures, I do believe, was the sort of the premise of the movie. But it's all about the trading, and they teach somebody how to trade. So let's show you something that's going on and see what we can do. I'm gonna show you this thing called a symmetrical triangle. You can go right here on stockcharts.com, or you can Google symmetrical triangle. This is one of many chart patterns that's out there. And I want you to let's scroll down here real quick, and I want you to see this chart here. All right, kind of a characteristic symmetrical triangle. This is the symmetrical triangle part of it. Oh, that's a sloppy line, but that's the part that is called the symmetrical triangle, and then this is the parallel trend line that follows up, so you can price project off of that line. Now, that being said, a symmetrical triangle is a pretty neat thing. I'm going to, and that's on Sun Microsystems, and that's back from, holy mackerel, that's an old date. That's 15 September 1999. But the chart patterns themselves have been around for many generations, many decades, and they develop themselves. And it's your job as a trader to learn to recognize these and then follow trend following, so you can predict where things are going. I want you to look at that as I move this screen out of the way. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to move it slowly. Oh my goodness. What does that look like? Alright, let's move this all the way out of the way. Let's move it over here. And as you can see, this is the SPY. Alright, this is the S&P 500, and this is basically a daily chart reflecting back a year. And back in January, on January 26th, I remember because I sold my shares right there on that large candle right here. It moved very hard against most traders here. I bought back in here, I got out here. I waited a while, bought back in here, got out here, and it took me a little while to figure out what was going on with the rising. I knew the rising trend line was here, but then once this had formed, I was like, that's a symmetrical triangle. And what's cool about a symmetrical triangle, right here on this candle right here, this one, back on about the week of 5/7, so a month and a half ago or so, a little longer, a month and 3/4 ago, we broke out of the symmetrical triangle. And back on this thing, look at the general overall definition of a symmetrical triangle is a continuation pattern. Okay, magic. Okay, so what happened? That's really cool. I revealed the symmetrical triangle there. This was your continuation breakout right here on the SPY. And what has it done since then? It's up, down. I've traded some futures, done some things on here, but what I really went long on here was right in this period right here. I saw it supporting right around that 50 SMA, and then I went long. I went long a little earlier than I wished I would have. I went long on, I think it was this candle here. I went long earlier than close on that day, right there, which I shouldn't have done maybe, because it ended up close. I thought it was trading up here. I'm like, oh, there's the day, and I should have waited till close, and it ended up closing just below. The next day it gapped down, rose back above, and then I knew I was okay past that, but I did sweat it a little bit because this amount here was a decent amount of money. I bought 5 contracts of the 225 December 2020 calls at 72 deltas a piece, I believe is what I bought them for. They're up to 75 deltas a piece right now, and today was an absolutely monster day. Look at that candle, what a thing of beauty as it crossed, not on a, not on this punishingly severe amount of volume, but a decent average high volume, a decently average volume, I should say. And it crossed. And look at these three volume sticks down here. Rise, rise, rise. That's pressure, pressure, pressure to the bull. All right. So what happened was I bought the calls right here on this candle, waited, and then I sold short calls at the August 280 level, right up here at this resistance level. After that had gone up, that might blow through it. It may not. I don't know. We'll have to see what the future here brings. But as long as it's bullish, not really the point of this video was one, the continuation pattern. I'm sorry, the symmetrical triangle with a continuation, and then the the analyze tab here. This is just I really like to go into these because they really help you categorize your risk and visualize what's going on. So this is the two trades here. This is buy down here, buy 5 of the 18 December 2020 225 calls. I bought them for $63.40 each, and today I sold the short calls at $1.94. I waited until the rise in the market, and as it hit 275.5 today, I sold those right there as a protective measure, and as to create this familiar shape that I love, and operate under. It's called the leap call diagonal. If you look right here, 275 and 43, I think is what that says, or 40. Can't quite read it there. Is the current trade price, and our P&L sits right here. Let me change the crayon colors here. So current trade price, or that's the close price on Friday, right here. Just run up here. That's our current P&L. It's about $450. It's sitting just shy of $500. And as long as the stock goes up, as long as the underlier goes up, which is what we're aiming for, this P&L rises quite rapidly with this setup here. So like if magically tomorrow we open up at 280, my P&L goes up here to about $1,200, $1,300, and then if it stays in that zone until expiration, there's another decent amount up here to $2,800 to be made. Notice I hit, this is a pretty steep decline right here as it climbs up, but that line will shallow out as the delta on the leaps increases. So as the delta on the leaps increases, this blue line right here actually tends to slope out more like this, and this purple line will continue to come up to meet it. So risk in this trade is to the downside. If the underlier goes down, we lose money. All right. Net delta is right here on these two positions. If I pull up a calculator quick, let me pull one up. There it is. So 379 deltas positive minus, let's call that 160 deltas. I have 219 deltas positive, relatively small position. But every dollar that we go up from here, I'll make a minimum of $219 per dollar on the S&P 500. So until it caps out at this point here, and then we actually start to lose, don't lose money, but we diminish our profits as the line continues. Again, as delta increases on the long side, we get a better delta return off of that long side. So that is that. The risk analysis graph, learn to use it. It is awesome. It helps you understand the nature of these trades, and it takes all the the delta balance, the theta balance, the gamma effect, implied delta. It takes all the pricing, boom, puts it on a graph for you. It's awesome. Remember, the purple line here, folks, is the theta decay line. So as time passes, this line rises to meet the blue line. And what does that mean? That means money augmented into our account. This is also a very safe trade. If I want to set, let's say I want to set a, I don't know, I think I had set a $2,000 stop loss on this trade. I can see down here, if I go down to intersection of $2,000, approximately the loss point is about $265 on the underlier. I have plenty of room to maneuver downhill before I get stopped out on this. All right, that is the way this is working. And so far, this trade is working very, very nice. We're up 450 to net today, and as long as the underlier continues up, we will continue to make money. And even if it doesn't move as days go by, all this space up here is free money because time is passing on our theta decay. All right, that's that. You all have a nice day, and good luck. I don't have an ending song. That's all right. Good luck. Have a nice weekend. See you. Bye.